Welcome to Playing Now, the podcast with your host, Byron Booker, where we explore the best content in the universe. Today's show is going to be epic. Stay tuned and let's have some play. Welcome to Playing Now. I'm your host, Byron Booker, and I'm joined today with
JC, baby.
That's right. I'm putting on my best radio voice in case you were wondering.
I like it.
You like that?
Yeah, I dig the radio voice. Yeah. They're natural.
Yes, yeah, but natural. I used to be in radio.
I could tell.
Yeah.
Did you spin records? Did you spin records or did you?
No. Back then we had cassette tapes, bro, at the radio station.
I meant you go cassette tapes at the radio station.
I'm
a fan of cassette tapes.
Yes.
I'm not that much younger.
We had DATs too.
Yeah, the DATs. Yeah. Now, if you had said 8 tracks,
yes,
then you'd be dating yourself.
Right. Vinyls. We just pull out the whole
vinyls, baby. Those are the best.
But nevertheless, today we're digital, so it's all good. We're going to be getting into some really good docs today, starting with Lamar Odom, Reborn.
Right.
The Laker, you know.
Yeah, I heard. I took a look
Khloe
at
Kardashian.
Yeah, I saw the cover of this one. I haven't watched the trailer yet. I'm interested in seeing what this one's about. Yeah.
All right, so this one is actually written, directed, and acted, starring Lamar Odom.
So he made this himself.
Yeah.
Oh, so this is his documentary about himself.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So he's the writer-director, and I'm curious to.
So it's like a biopic, but it's a doc.
Exactly.
About himself. All right, cool. I mean, I guess I totally get that.
So let's get into it. Let's see what we got.
All right.
Approximately 3:15 p.m. on October 13th, 2015, a call came into the Nye County Dispatch Center for an unresponsive male experiencing a medical emergency at the Love Range.
They come in eerie. They come in right eerie, creepy.
The patient identified as Lamar Odom.
Odom is on a ventilator in a coma. Multiple drugs were found in his system, and there are reports he used synthetic Viagra.
My doctors told all of my loved ones to say your friend goodbye.
Demonstrated evidence of multi-organ system failure, multiple strokes.
Synthetic Viagra.
Kidney damage, liver failure.
Lamar, he lost his mom at 12 years of age to colon cancer. How can a kid go through that? And then his father had a substance abuse problem on top of it.
My grandmother and my son dying on the same day, 4 or 5 years apart, in the prime of my career. And when that happened to me, I felt like I wanted to quit.
He was a wounded individual, but in the right time, in the right place, with the right help, he could blossom.
When Greg called me to come to Florida to do the ketamine, I thought he was nuts. I'm all about getting better, especially at this stage in my life. But doing hallucinogenics is something I've always been trying to stay away from.
Hallucinogenics, baby.
Yeah, dude.
Mushrooms.
Ketamine.
Lamar?
Whoa.
You're on a journey.
Yeah.
Try to just be with it.
I told him I'd been preparing him for something big. The most powerful plant psychedelic known to man.
Uh-oh.
If you might set up a purpose,
is this for real?
start preparing yourself. They're getting in touch with aspects of themselves that have been elusive, very important aspects of themselves, and probably account for some of why they're suffering.
He likely has suffered from chronic PTSD that has re-exacerbated over time as more traumas have occurred.
I just want to be better. Get rid of addiction, anxiety. If I can help all that out with just...
Is that weed?
A treatment like
this. Yeah, probably.
Why not give it a shot?
That is cool.
I wasn't expecting that.
All right. I got a couple of things about this one. So, first of all, synthetic Viagra did it. That's fucking nuts, dude. That's nuts. All you're trying to do is bang it out and fucking you take some synthetic and it fucks you up like that to the point.
Yeah.
Second of all, I'm not too familiar. Sports is less my arena.
Right,
I'm more of a movie nerd, right?
Yeah.
So how did his son die? Because he mentioned his son.
Well, they probably get into that, and his grandma died on the same day.
Yeah, he mentioned that. 4 or 5 days
apart.
That's crazy town.
I actually met Lamar in L.A. one night at a nightclub. I was with Tracy Morgan. It was after like some premiere, and I heard him tell a little bit of his life story. I guess he's from New York. Tracy knew him in New York. Mm-hmm. Tracy had a very rough childhood. He lost his father to AIDS, and I remember Lamar at the height of his career, playing for the Lakers, talking about. I overheard the conversation talking about just like a bunch of just bad stuff happening from the neighborhood, like him and Tracy were talking.
Right. Like they're old friends that go back to New York. Tracy
I'm looking at him and I'm like, dude, you're on top of the world right now.
Yeah.
So, but I could still tell he was dealing with demons.
Doesn't matter what it looks like to someone else's perception of somebody. Just because you're famous for being an actor or sports player or a musician or whatever you're famous for, you view them on a certain pedestal. But those people are just as fucked as us.
They just got money and fame.
That's it. They're just more in the.
Which makes it actually
probably worse. Yeah. But that looked really interesting because of all the it hints towards it talks to you what it's about, but it hints towards things too, like his grandmother and his son dying the same day. My main thing is now, like, I'm kind of curious to see, like, what happened to his grandma. Maybe it was old age. What happened to his son, though? How did his son die? That's hardcore shit. Most people don't even get past that. So it's like that kind of stuff. I'm interested to find out more of how that happened.
I didn't expect
a psychedelic journey.
Right. I didn't expect the psychedelic journey.
That's nuts.
Because they just found out the guy was in a coma. They didn't even really. They just kind of like.
Well, I'm sure the psychedelic part was way later, right?
Yeah. So then it was more about, okay, let's deal with the mental health issues or maybe the emotional trauma.
Exactly.
Because you said the most powerful plant-based psychedelic. So apparently it's natural, like mushrooms. I'm assuming, or like a ayahuasca or whatever. Is that what they call it?
Yeah. So
where the Indians
ayahuasca,
use ayahuasca. Yeah, right.
That shit's like real deal.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll trip out. But
I remember Will Smith talking about he did it like 5 trips to try to deal with his demons.
Yeah, that's like a thing, huh?
Megan Fox. No. Yeah.
I guess that's like a thing, and I get it the way that he explained it. It's like you trip out and you go on. It's more like you're on a journey. You know what I mean? That's what it's like. It's like you're on a journey.
He's tripping out. He's laying in there and he's on some
he's trying. Imagine what and when you watch a scene like that,
there's a big move towards psychedelics right now.
Yeah, well, always. I mean, that's always been there. But I mean, that this kind of thing, psychedelics and healing mental, like right there where he goes, you're on a journey right now. Imagine, I just can't help but, imagine what his perception, the doctor coming down your is like, do you really hear what he's saying? He's like, yeah, you're on a journey right now. Just go with it. Okay, yeah. Like, does he know what's going? But then over time, see, he's taking more shit and.
They got it in a pill. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
You tried mushrooms before?
Yeah. Tripped out a shitload when I was young.
Okay, I got to be honest with you. College, tried mushrooms.
Uh-huh.
Last night, tried mushrooms.
Did you?
No.
Ah!
No, but I got a good buddy of mine in L.A. He does mushrooms. He swears by it. I've never, ever, ever felt anything. I tried it twice in my life. Never felt anything from mushrooms. Nothing.
Okay.
But I know there's a big move towards it. They're trying to get it, become more popular where they can sell it on Amazon.
Sure, yeah. So let me just jump in here, okay? Because I did a lot of mushrooms, but guess what? The first 3 times I did mushrooms, I didn't feel anything. The 4th time I did mushrooms, and every fucking time after that, I tripped the fuck out.
Well, so why wouldn't you not feel anything the first 3 times?
Because we're not machines. We're built of different things in our body. Everyone reacts differently, Maybe it was something else that I ate. You never know.
I love mushrooms, by the way. Just regular mushrooms.
Me too. I love them too. I'm Italian. Yeah. I have a stuffed mushroom tattooed on me. That's a stuffed mushroom. It says Mama Consoli, which is my mom.
That's the very first time I saw a mushroom tattoo.
Yeah, that's a stuffed mushroom. So I too enjoy mushrooms. But when I first tripped out, it was the 4th time I took mushrooms. And the cool thing about mushrooms, because I did a lot of acid too when I was a kid, but the cool thing about mushrooms is you could have a conversation like we're having. Like I'd be like having a conversation. You wouldn't even know I was tripping out. I'd be like, yeah, what's up, Byron? Da, da, da. And like a little airplane would just be like right here.
Crazy.
And I'd still be like, yeah, man, so Lamar,
That's crazy.
But acid was a different story. You could tell.
Yeah. Nah, I'm a chicken. I never do something synthetic. But natural.
Synthetic, yeah. No, that's not being chicken. That's being smart.
Ground up. I saw that in a capsule. What he was taking.
Well, here's the thing. I also have friends that microdose. LA friends that they don't just. I have friends that still. Some take mushrooms like regular, but it's not like an all the time occurrence. It's like once or twice a year. We're all old now,
Right.
But even the ones that are older like me, they some of them microdose. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like a microdose.
Well,
you don't trip hard.
I've always been curious psychedelics because I'm a big Steve Jobs fan, and he attributes a lot of his success to an LSD trip. I don't know if you saw.
I've heard of that.
I've heard this, like where he was like, "Yo, I was tripping out on LSD, and I just had this awareness and this vision that I could do anything."
Yeah.
So I became the richest man in the world. Or I had the most.
He rolled with
when
it.
he died, he had the first $1 trillion company. I don't know if you know.
Right before he
it's
Steve Jobs.
Right after, like within the same week of him passing, or something like that.
Steve Jobs, man.
But he attributes that, and then the guy who found the helix, the double helix in DNA, tripping on LSD, driving down the PCH, right? Crazy.
Maybe it's PCH. Yeah. So I mean, maybe it's like there it is. I mean, it's not just hallucinating and fucking tripping out. Maybe it reaches some kind of awareness level for some people. You know what I think? Maybe it's like the right person, and it's the right situation, the right environment, and the right time. Like the double helix guy, something was going through his head. He's first of all, I don't know what the fuck you do.
Well, he was thinking about it, trying to solve the problem for ages.
Yeah.
DNA, that cracked the code. He tripped out, and he saw it. He actually saw it.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't like a theory where he was trying to figure out, well, how this thing. He actually saw the shape of it.
Yeah. And
then he got it. He's like, it wasn't me. It was LSD.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So he just opened up the mind, and so I think, these hallucinogenics can be, very powerful and healing, but also creative. It opens up the creativity.
Oh, for sure.
Insight to, just like.
For sure. I mean, I definitely get the tripping, hallucinogens or different kinds of drugs for creativity.
Yeah.
Like for me, like if I'm doing something creative, creating music, for example, I could do it without anything, but when I'm stoned, I smoke weed, for example, it's a different story. Like if I had 2 days to myself, which hasn't happened in a long, long time, but if I had 2 days to myself and I had nothing, just water and food, and I went into the studio to record a record, I'd come out with like a song. But if I had 2 days and a bag of fucking weed, I'd come out with an album. I'd be like, here's this full, because I wouldn't be able to stop. See what I mean? And I wouldn't sleep. I would just keep going and going and going. Yeah, weed. That's what I used to do all the time.
No, sativa.
I never. That
never really.
It doesn't. I don't know what. I'm not like a big. I was never really a big. My friends had weed. They brought the weed over.
Right.
That I'd fucking pick up a joint, off the fucking table, hit it, and fucking. That would be it. I fucking be making music.
I'm so glad that in 2023, there's no taboo around any of this stuff.
No, it's crazy too. If you go back to like 2010.
10 years ago,
people be
talking about smoking weed. Oh, this guy's a degenerate. No, there's a lot of medicinal. It has a lot of healing packages.
Think about 20, even 20. What was it, 13 or something like that? When it started showing up in LA, but you had to go to the doctor and get the medical card and be like, I can't sleep, and the doctor would be like,
let me guess, got cloma?
Yeah,
next,
get some joints on the way out.
Right.
But yeah, I mean. But that's a crazy documentary. Just
now,
because
I hope he's doing well.
That's
I
the thing
say,
too. I want to know now. Yeah.
Yeah. The Kardashians get a bad rap because they blame. It's like the Kardashian curse, right? He went through it, and it was like he had this fall from grace after he dated one of the Kardashians. And I think it's just a bad rap that they get.
That is weed.
From he's in a
field of weed.
So you got weed, you got mushrooms, you got whatever else. But anyway, so Reborn.
Yeah, Lamar, this is a great one.
Odom. I'm curious. And written and directed, starring.
He made his own documentary. Yeah.
So I'm gonna check that out. That's a recommendation for playing now on LOOKHU.tv at a screen near you, any screen, mobile, TV. Computer.